1 week left of the transfer window this summer and things are hotting up for Manchester United. We have a big update on Jadon Sancho and a possible exit to the Italian giants Juventus. Yes, Juventus back in for Jadon Sancho. Updates on Manuel Ugarte as well and where that move is actually at. It was close yesterday. Maybe it's after the weekend now. More updates and reports coming from that saga of Manchester United summer. Yeah, an in-depth look behind the Kune move to Manchester United as well and where that has actually come from, because I feel like that is also important right now. And there is a big link to something that Manchester United did this summer, which has made this possible as well. All in all, it's not been a bad window, but it is getting down to that pressure cooker sort of time again, and big decisions need making. Jadon Sancho starting this video off as well, guys. Get your comments in on him. A loan move to Juve. That's where we're starting today. I'm Adam. It's Forever United TV, your morning update, 8 o'clock every single day, 7 days of the week. We give you the up-to-date news that's happened overnight and early in the morning to set you up for the rest of your day. Please do give the video a like and make sure you hit that subscribe button. We hit 56k last night while it was live. Thank you, everybody. Still only 50% of you guys are actually subscribed who are watching now, so please do, if you want to be up to date with United news, hit the subscribe button. And 1,000 likes would do nicely on this video, guys. That is your target. Let's get into the show and get crack-a-lacking with what is happening on Manchester United's transfer front. Jadon Sancho starts off the talk today. Now, we did touch on it a little bit last night. There were a few little murmurings and rumours flying around that Jadon Sancho is now on... he's now on with talks with Juventus. They are ongoing, and Juventus have got him high on his list. As you can see from the tweet right at the bottom of your screen there, Fabrizio Romano has said pretty much himself that Manchester United have always had Jadon Sancho at the top of their shopping list. He has basically he's basically been there for everyone to have to get. And the problem has always been exactly the same with Jadon Sancho. And we all know what that problem is. I don't like to say the word because it sounds like I'm absolutely destroying the character. But when it comes to finances, his wages have always been a problem. Manchester United are fully up for someone taking Jadon Sancho on loan with an obligation to buy in the following season. Now, that falls into perfect financial structure for Juventus, and that's what Damasio is also saying as well. Like, Juventus have never moved away from being interested in Jadon Sancho. They've just monitored the situation throughout the summer. Obviously, they are moving players on and moving things around as well, and just trying to get the finances in place to actually make this happen for them to give Manchester United an offer and get Jadon Sancho over to Italy. It was the same situation with PSG as well. Got an interesting story on the side of the PSG thing as well, and why that might not be dead yet. It's just my side of it, but news that is actually happening on PSG's side as well, so we'll get into that also. But from Juventus' point of view, it is solely down to Jadon Sancho's wages, and that word greed comes back into it. Player power, greed, like literally stopping a move from happening because the club that want to buy him cannot afford his wages. Look, if you have underperformed to a certain level, you're out of the England squad, you're out of the Manchester United starting lineup. Let's be honest, right now, Jadon Sancho has come back in pre-season. You could say, look, you were out of favour last season. You could also argue the point that Ten Hag isolated him from the rest of the squad and made him train on his own. And there was the whole fallout behind the scenes with everything like that. You can say all of that and defend Jadon Sancho that way. But let's be honest, the season before, was he really worth the wages that he was being paid? No. Jadon Sancho and his party, his people, are literally clinging on to the fact that he helped Borussia Dortmund get to the Champions League final. That's where this has all come from his side, and driving the actual bargain that he has got, and that wage demand that he has actually got in place. It's ridiculous that Jadon Sancho is even on the money that he's on, and for him to be actually asking, he knows the situation he's in, and we know from where we're at right now, everything with Jadon Sancho is money orientated. He can say that he wants to fight for his place in the team at Manchester United, but we know he's not going to get into that team. Yeah, we can say that he wants to play football. He can say all of the right things. But behind the scenes, he wants more money. He wants the money that he's on now. And he knows he's on a mega wage at Manchester United and doesn't want to move. So if you put the question down to him, you sat down with him face to face and said, do you want to play football? If it meant that still at the age 24, that you have got a chance of earning more in the future, rather than just sitting on that 2 years you've got left at Manchester United? Would you like to get more money in your next 6 years of your career, rather than worrying about what you're doing right now over the next 2 years, over this wage that you've got? And I don't think he could argue the fact that you want to look at the longer plan, don't you? You want to be able to secure your future going forward, because as good as this deal is that he's got right now financially, and I'm purely talking financially right now for Jadon Sancho's situation, it's fantastic. Yeah, what you want. Like, literally, Jadon Sancho earning right now, in his last 2 years of his contract, he's going to earn 26 million quid from Manchester United. Let that sink in. 26 million quid. That's what Jadon Sancho's contract at United will pay him now until the end of it in 2 years' time. And that's hard to walk away from, 26 million. But you look at another 6 years of a contract, which pretty much Jadon Sancho has got after he finishes that 2 years at Manchester United. How much money can you earn then? If you go now to Juventus, say, and drop your wages just by about 25%, 30%, something like that, might get this deal done. Like, we know that Juventus offered Rabiot round about that 150 a mark week. So Juventus's budget is still quite substantial. Jadon Sancho, from dropping from his 13 million to probably around about the 8 million, is that such a bad thing? Is it a bad thing, Jadon Sancho? That's what we're asking right now as United fans. Do you want to play football? Instead of earning, 26 million over the next couple of years, you could be earning, around about 16, no more than that actually. You could be earning, around about 15, 16 million instead. And then you've got another 6 years of your career to actually earn even more money, because you've played well in these 2 years and someone wants to pay you more. You're coming right into the prime of your career as a professional footballer. And that's how I look at it right now. When I look at everything that he's got in front of him, and I hear people's arguments saying, why would you walk away from 26 million over the next 2 years? Have you not got the rest of your career to earn, 10 times that amount? If you make it happen over the next 2 years, taking 10 million less over them 2 years, this next 2 years? It baffles me how players look at things, and it baffles me how agents and people and their entourages around them convince these players that they're worth what they are, when really they should be looking after the players' long-term future. And this is where agents and the right type of agents come into their own. And I feel like Jadon Sancho and his representatives and his attitude to football right now isn't on football. It's elsewhere. He thinks he's been hard done to. And ultimately, he is going to end up ruining his career if he keeps on following this path and keeps on going down the road of I am worth more without even proving it. Look, you can prove it on the pitch, and you can also prove it off the pitch by moving to a club where you know you're probably going to get a better chance to play football and make your mark. So with Jadon Sancho, honestly, I just feel like he is looking at the money. He's looking at the game in the wrong way right now. And again, I feel like it's another player that hasn't got the right representation around him, and he's going down the wrong path. He has still got something there and has still got a quality player inside him, but he's lost right now because his mind is not on the pitch. It is off the pitch. And it just comes across in all of these negotiations like wages of a stumbling block. Look, just because you got paid one price at one club doesn't mean you're going to get it at another club. You have obviously fallen off at that club and now aren't worth as much money. You have to look at it that way. He hasn't, besides the argument and the fallout with Ten Hag, he hasn't done enough. If he only cares about money, is Saudi an option? He's not going Saudi. That was quashed straight away. You got Roz. I don't know why. I don't know. It's like, is it too much of a downgrade for him at this age? You shouldn't really be having any players Jadon Sancho's age going to the Saudi Pro League. You really shouldn't. But yeah, to round things up on Sancho there, look, Manchester United completely open to the deal of Jadon Sancho going away to Juventus on loan. I think United are open to the deal of Jadon Sancho going anywhere on loan. The loan with obligation to buy is now favourable in a lot of moves, ins and outs it seems, with things going on right now, United. So, yeah, Jadon Sancho, like Romano said yesterday, 50-50. He said again today, like Juventus have always been interested, but if Jadon Sancho does drop them wage demands and makes it work, he's just open to a little bit of a difference in his package or his, I don't know, like his full-on contract, whatever it may be, then this can happen. I don't think United are going to. I mean, United maybe pay a little piece of his wage. It's hard. to even argue that point. I'm sort of like just working outside of a box here a little bit, thinking that can United give Juventus a bit of his wage and then they can commit to everything past that at the end of the summer if he goes. I still don't think United, in the way that things are going and the way that we're working now, they would go down that road. But they have to look at probably all options right now, and I feel like Jadon Sancho is just a big problem that they can get rid of this summer, and it would be massive news. In terms of players leaving and people calling out the deadwood and Ineos not really making their mark yet in terms of players leaving, we have got rid of a few have gone, but there are significant players at Manchester United that need to leave to convince a lot of this fan base that Ineos are making the big moves. The players like Maguire, McTominay, Sancho, Rashford, these type of players, if they're underperforming, like we talked about Rashford, if he has another underperforming season this season, Ineos sell him next season, then everybody's going to be like, well, you had your chance, Marcus, and Ineos have acted. If they get rid of Sancho this summer, I guarantee there'll be a lot more people convinced that this new structure and regime at United is the right one and moving in the right way. Over 1,500 people in the room. We've only got 266 likes. That should be at least 500, everybody. Please give the video a like. Give it the thumbs up if you're happy with how everything is going in this window and you're loving the free content. Make sure you subscribe as well to miss none of it. I am here every day, 3 times a day, 7 days a week. We do not stop. Even when I was at Alton Towers yesterday, we were bringing you content about Robinson. Shout out to my friend who I met at Alton Towers and had the picture with yesterday. Absolute pleasure meeting any of the subscribers out on the road. It is the best part about doing channels and doing YouTube, when you actually get out and about and you just randomly meet people that are actually subscribers to the channel. So a big shout out to my friend from Alton Towers who collared me around the castle area of Alton Towers yesterday. Absolute pleasure. His wife was saying, I hear your voice every single day at 8 o'clock. I think wives of people who are subscribers, or vice versa, it could be women and the husbands hearing in the background my voice just going on about Manchester United in the back. Thank you. You are welcome as well. But yeah, absolute pleasure. On to Manuel Ugarte again. Have we not spoken enough about Manuel Ugarte? No, we've not. And so we'll talk some more about him, shall we? It's not an ever-changing landscape. It is, like I said, very close, and everything is moving forward as it should. Well, as you'd hope it to anyway. But the latest updates regarding Manuel Ugarte. Manchester United, Manuel Ugarte are very close, closer than ever. If you've seen my short on my Instagram, you'll have a laugh at that comment there. If you know, you know, but just go and look and follow me on my Instagram. By the way, why are you not even following Forever United TV on Instagram? That's it. For Forever United TV, FUTV, you'll see it on Instagram. Go look us up, guys. All of the clips and best bits are all over the Instagram page as well. Man United, Manuel Ugarte, Manchester United is closer than ever. The agreement between both clubs is so, in capitals from Romano, close after a positive meeting. Yes, there was a great one from the Muppeteers. I love the guys at the Muppeteers. I have met them as well in person. But this made me laugh. Muppeteers say, more likely expecting the Ugarte deal to be done early in the week. It should not take many more days. If it goes beyond next week, then something is wrong. Yeah, definitely something wrong if it goes beyond there, because the transfer window is shut and we won't be able to buy anyone. So there's definitely a problem there. But yeah, what we're finding at the moment is people like Romano, Plettenberg, or Damasio, all of the journalists and all of the people really much just like, give us something. Like they're praying for them to give them something, because all they've been saying for weeks, and we've been talking about it for weeks as well, is that this deal is all but there, almost finished. Be interesting to see if, and I think just I'm only laugh at because it's obvious there with what the Muppeteers said, but I think what the secret message in that from the Muppeteers and what they're saying is, like, they're picking up on issues behind the scenes that we spoke about last night regarding Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the PSG ownership model not getting on at all. It's a bit of an ego power trip situation right now. And look, I said it last night, that this deal is on the table. Look, the fee is agreed. The price is agreed. The structure of that price and the whole deal, i.e. obligation to buy, money goes over next summer. They want money now. They want installments now. All of this negotiation is going on. And this is the problem and why it's been delayed. If you push Sir Jim Ratcliffe to a point where he just doesn't like it and he thinks he's being probably pushed into a corner or bullied a bit into the deal, he will walk away. He will be out of there, gone. And United fans are going to have to accept that we won't be bringing Manuel Ugarte in. I don't think it'll get to that stage, and I think there will be a compromise because the message from Ineos has always been that it's about football, and whatever we do in the transfer window is going to be to make Manchester United better on the pitch. It's all to give United the best opportunity to be competing at the highest level and winning the biggest trophies. So that is where they're going with it, and ultimately I feel like that's what the outcome will be. I mean, United will get Ugarte, but would I be surprised if they jacked it in and said, see you later, flip the bird to PSG, as you say, and walk away from it? 100%. They will just walk the other way and say, nah, you're okay. This isn't happening. So you deal with your own little problem there. We won't be forced into paying anything that we don't want to, or pay something a certain way. Like we said, like the price isn't the problem now. It is solely down to how that money goes in. So that's the waiting game now. 1 week to go, like we said. Things hotting up? Yes, just a bit. Because by the end of the weekend, we're on the countdown. We're literally, after all the games that are played this week, Monday morning, everyone starts to get into transfer window deadline day mode. It starts on the Monday, and then you've got that 5-day build-up right till 11 o'clock. And this time next Friday, when everything is just like, panic, 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 what's happening? And things will happen. Things will happen, guys. Trust me. Over 400 likes. Well done, guys, in boosting that back up again. We still want at least 700 while this show is live, everyone. So 1,700 plus people in the chat. We definitely deserve more than 400. Get them going up, guys. Come on. Get into the chat, actually, on this. Let's talk Sancho and Ugarte. I've got plenty more to talk about. I want to give you guys your chance. Now we've got a little opportunity to talk Sancho and Manuel Ugarte. Give me your thoughts. If you haven't had your chance over the last few streams, I'm going to give you about 5 minutes or so just to have your say. Bring your comments up. If you've got any questions, again, guys, in the chat, just put question in capitals so it stands out, and then ask so I can see if you're asking me a question directly and I don't get mixed up with other people's conversations that are going on in the live chat. Then that's the way we like to work it. United way you exchange Sancho to Juventus, Chiesa to United is better for United. Please, I want Ugarte, Edison and Robinson to United is better for next season. So you want 4 more players in before this window ends in a week, Abibi. I wish, mate. I don't want Chiesa, though. I think that ship sailed, to be honest. Again, I'm not saying he's a bad player. I just think his best is... No, I'm not even going to say that because he could probably turn it around. I just feel right now, swaps for United, we'd rather buy the player that we need, I feel. Let's take focus away from the forward line. And I know you're all going to absolutely go on at me about we need another forward. No one's scoring goals. I know. But if we're harder to beat, we don't get bowled over. We stay in games for longer. And then someone will score, worst case scenario. We will work a system. When you've got a solid back line, you get braver in the front line. And you can do things knowing, like the fullbacks can bomb on more, knowing they've got security. You get a little bit more creative. It's hard for me to describe right now, but what I'm trying to say is it's like if you know you've got it sorted behind you, you're braver going forward. It's the best way I can describe it. And I feel like being easy to play against always plays on the minds of the forwards. Should I go? Shouldn't I go? Because if I go, then I'm leaving this lot exposed at the back again. No disrespect, but you know how crap they was last season and the amount of goals that we conceded. And that's going to play on your mind as a forward. So you have to be confident in your team. And if you've got a solid base, and it's like the famous saying, isn't it? Foundation, you build from the back. This is what Ten Hag wants to do. He wants to control the game from the back. If you've got confident players and defenders and the back line that we have got now, that gives you the midfield confidence. It gives the goalkeeper confidence. It gives everyone a little bit more of a playing with better players automatically makes you play better. But when you know you've got that absolute quality in front of you and behind you, your game becomes easier. And you're not thinking about another person. It's like, should I play that ball and run on for the 1-2? Because that player hasn't got as much quality as me, and therefore I've not made that run, and I'm self-doubting everything. And the confusion kicks in. It's normal football. It's normal football mindset. And confidence breeds quality. And if you are confident, and you're confident in your teammates more than anything, then your game will go on to the next level. And I just feel like let's just concentrate on getting the defence and that midfield and that solid base in place. And you know what? Our forwards may go on to another level. And that will be the plan. That will be the plan, I'm sure of it, for Ten Hag right now. And then when you've got that, you can add the little pieces in the next coming transfer windows, and United become that absolute juggernaut that we once was again. United were offered €30 million for Scott, 50% paid now, 50% paid at the end of the season. They want the money up front, which is not going to happen for a player like Scott. I don't know where that report's come from. Thanks for the comments. I'm not sure on that one, no. Chiesa isn't the profile Ineos wants. Chiesa has peaked and on the downward curve. Ineos wants players on the rise and hungry. We've seen that in what we're bringing in the youth development side of things as well. Question from Ugarte Roz says, add Ugarte, subtract McTominay, Sancho, Eriksen, Lindelof, squad good enough to win the Europa League and finish top 4? Yes. Yes is the answer to that question. So, to break it down, if we bring in just Ugarte, McTominay, Sancho, Eriksen and Lindelof leave, is that good enough? Yes, it is. For me, surefire. Europa League and top 4. It sounds bold, but obviously injury permitted. And you know me, I don't like excuses about injuries. I still think United should be going for that top 4 and getting that top 4. A bit like Sancho, you wonder where everyone else is for him. The player himself is the problem, and that's why there's not many people coming in for Jadon Sancho. I think 40 is a fair price for the age of 24. And a player that helped Borussia Dortmund the way he did last season. I think there is a player in Jadon Sancho. It's never going to be in the United shirt. So I think we can forget that. Like, Jadon Sancho in the United shirt is dead. Jadon Sancho elsewhere can be an absolute baller and do it for another club. Sometimes there is a fit and sometimes there isn't. There isn't for Jadon at Manchester United. 3 years in, like, what has he done? Nothing but headaches and problems. The odd moment here and there. Lackluster performances mainly, and then obviously the big problems off the pitch. If you're 3 years into a United career and your club's looking to get rid of you and you're nowhere near the first team squad and you've got about 5 other players in front of you, something's gone wrong and it's time to move on. That's all I'll say. I think United have done amazing business compared to the last 10 years. Feel they got the right players for the right price. When defence playing a higher line plus Ugarte will be spot on. That from Penwings. Penwings go meow. Great YouTube name. Chats are flying in. Sorry if I do miss you. Please do comment below if I miss out on your chats. Around 1,800 in the room, 500 likes. Keep them coming in, everyone. Keep your comments coming in. Make sure you share the video as well. Try and get as many people into the convo as possible, guys. Chelsea should come in for Sancho and we can replace him with Tony, says Flex Felix. Frank Davison, excited about Amas. His improvements will be fast, giving opportunities. If he gets them, yes, agree with that as well. Director of Football, good window, kinda. But you must admit that without Erik ten Hag's veto rights, United would have really been able to start their rebuild. Yoro, Kune, Zirkzee, young, hungry, first big moves. Look, everyone played their part. I think Ten Hag, when he said, look, everybody's on board, everyone is looking in the right direction in terms of the recruitment side of things. Right at the end of last season, when Ten Hag was announced as the manager and he's staying on, I think he said, and his words were, look, everyone has the same vision for the club. We needed that. And I think we've seen that in this transfer window. I think that is what we've been watching. It's everyone moving in the right direction. It's everyone having the same opinion. And I think that United are moving forward. It may be at a slow pace, but look, Rome wasn't built in a night. Let's be patient and give Ineos at least 3 summer transfer windows before we really judge them. But so far, first step, oh, yes. More than happy. More than happy. Right, moving on to other news regarding Kune. Seko Kune is considered a huge talent. Kune will join United's under-21s this season, then be part of the long-term project at the club. Documents will be signed after medical next week. Interesting on this one. There's a little readout here from a scout report. 2006. Make no mistake about it. McCullough couldn't have done what he did in this tournament. This was the World Cup. Couldn't have done what he did in this tournament without the security of Sekou Koné provided behind him. While Makalou was doing everything extremely well, Koné was the one making sure that everything was in ship-shape elsewhere. His positional sense, smart reading of the game, and level-headed composure was the perfect foil for the irrepressible energy of his teammate. These were reports going out a while ago, and right at the end of it, it says it won't be long before we start seeing his name popping up on Fabrizio Romano tweets. That is exactly what is happening right now. How good is that? I mean, it is brilliant, isn't it? It is. And you only have to look at that. And what else is important to remember in all of this is that this deal has been done because of one man. RB Salzburg bought 6 players in from Guiders FC. And you all know who used to work at RB Salzburg. You all know who was there, who was brought in as recruitment director and everything like that this summer. It was a certain Christopher Vivel. They have brought in 6 different players, Salzburg, from Guiders FC. And welcome to Manchester United, Christopher Vivel. This is Manchester United moving in the right direction. A deal for a player that will hopefully become the player that United are looking to buy now. 1.5 million for an up-and-coming under-21 star from Mali. And Manchester United have him in their ranks. We have missed out on the Caicedos, the Contes, Makeleles, players like this. Hungry, holding midfield players like that. All of them. It's funny how they're all in the same position. I'm not making a point about the position. There could be talent coming from all over the field in different areas. But you've got to look at what Christopher Vivel is doing in this situation here. And it's quite clear that this was a Vivel signing. This is what he was brought in for, to guide Manchester United, to reboost that football structure and get everything moving in the right direction, set the tone, get his, let's just say, his scrapbook or his diary or his big list of contacts and his scouting network for the younger talent is why United brought him into the football club. And you can see it working now. Koné is just the start of this. Obviously, Obi Martin as well. More of an obvious one, yes. But this is how things are going to move forward to Manchester United now. This kid is talented. This kid is really talented. And all United fans have done over the years, and I've heard it week in, week out, is bemoan, why are United not in for these players? Why are United not in for these young lads that are now going for absolute fortunes? Well, we are. And it started this summer because of the new football structure that's been implemented by Ineos at United. And again, another big plus point. To do so much in one window is absolutely outstanding, considering everything that's been in the way and all of the obstacles that are there for Manchester United right now. So to make a big statement in saying, look at what Christopher Vivel has started, and this is why United have brought him in. Look at the people in positions that are there now at United. The academy players with Wilcox and dealing with that. Vivel finding these young talents from across the world. Dan Ashworth's and his experience. Omar Barada setting the tone from the top. Bang, 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 all the way down the pyramid of Manchester United's new regime. It just looks a completely different world for us right now, and we just have to be excited about it. A couple of questions in the chat before we finish up. Question, how do you think Mazraoui will do against Mitoma? Big test. Looking forward to it, David. I think positionally, one-on-one, like for instance, like Wan-Bissaka had Mitoma on toast, by the way. Every single time he had him. He got past him the odd time, but he had him on toast. So big test. I think we'll see with Mazraoui, his positional sense is better than Aaron Wan-Bissaka's. Will he be needing to make these last-ditch tackles? I think he's got the pace and the energy to keep up with Mitoma. I'm really looking forward to that. It's a great question from David there. That is one of the matchups that we need to keep an eye on and has to go in our favour if we're to get the right result. Petland UK, where do you stand on Rashford? Do you agree we need to back him and support him, not slag him off? I will only slag him off when he keeps performing badly, and it's not Rashford's fault, it's Ten Hag's fault. That's my view on Rashford. Take him out of the side. If he's not playing well, take him out of the limelight. Take him out away from all scrutiny. I'm not a Rashford fan, to answer the question, mate. Everybody knows where I stand with Marcus Rashford. I stand by what I said last season when he let the full football club and the fan base down. I didn't even apologise. I stand by that. I stand by every word I said. I still go on about it now at the Belfast Bebe. And some people do have a go at me for it. I understand that, though, as well. Like, slagging him off. Look, there's only so much support you can give a player. At the end of the day, we support a team. We don't support one individual. And it's about getting the right balance and giving everyone a fair opportunity. I think Rashford has had a better opportunity than most, and that's because of what he is. I would bench Marcus Rashford for the game against Brighton straight away. Hi Adam, try and get on Ronaldo's new channel and plug your channel. Ronaldo blowing everyone out the water on YouTube. It's mad, isn't it? Oh man, that's a powerful guy right there. He really is. I'm not surprised. I don't think many people. He only has to go, I'm doing this, and the whole world flocks over. I'm not one of them that flock, to be honest. And I feel like, again, he's just a money-making machine. He really is. How much does one guy want? Crazy. But, hey, look, well, you do, don't you? And he is embarrassing a lot of people just by his name. His subscriber count is just mental. Yeah. I get on there and see if I can get him on the show, eh? Do a collab with Ronaldo on YouTube. That'd be something, wouldn't it? Rashford is a bang average player, says Jonathan. If we want proper change, both Rashford and Sancho must be sold. They are toxic and they bring tensions to the dressing room. Interesting to see if Sancho gets sold and how Rashford actually performs. I think Sancho should be an example for Rashford. Rashford's got a chance this season to put me in my place, prove me wrong. And I would happily take the L on Rashford if he smashes it out this season. I'll still cheer and I will never boo. I will never slag him off inside the stadium. I'll give all my opinions after the games. I'm not one of them fans that's in the stadium absolutely slaughtering players. I'll moan and everything like that, but I'll never directly say or abuse a player inside a stadium. I don't think I'd do it off the pitch either. In terms of when we're doing the shows and the analysis stuff, I just give a fair assessment. And look, I just don't rate him. I think he's a one-trick pony that has been found out, and he's overrated. He could have been great. I don't know if he can turn it around, but this season I'm intrigued to see if Rashford does turn it around. He's got been let out of jail a little bit, I feel, but he can do it. He can do it this season, and then let's see. Put me in my place, Marcus. I'm setting you the challenge. And I will gladly give honest opinion on every performance that he gives, like I do with every player. I'm just sick to death of other players being left out because someone else is being given more and more chance to try and prove his point because of his stature at the club. That's my issue with it. And I say that about anyone. Go back through all of last season. You'll see my opinions on everyone, on all of the players. And I'll stand by him. Sometimes it's raw and it's emotional when you're straight outside the stadium, but I think that's the best time to give an opinion on something. So, yeah. Let's see what happens this season with Rashford. There's a lot going on. There's a lot that we've been through this morning as well, guys, but that is your show. Sancho on loan to Juve, possibly Chelsea. There are options out there. Busy last 7 days of the transfer window incoming for United. Ugarte expected probably around about Monday, according to reports. When does it start to get nervous? Get your comments in below on the video, guys. Let me know about Sancho, Ugarte. Are you impressed with the way United are working behind the scenes with the likes of Kune as well, bringing in this young talent and building the structure of this football club properly? Comment below, guys. Please give the video a like on the way out, and that should take us up over 700 likes. Thank you, everyone. Mods, members, new members, subscribers. People who haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. You'll get that free content 3 times a day, 7 days a week. Have a good morning, everybody. I will see you back at 12 midday today, 12 p.m, with more Manchester United updates and more of your opinions as well. A bit more interactive in that show. See you in a bit, people.